with you, and we got another day ahead of us in this city of dreams. Ooh, I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her. Every new day here means 100 new arrivals, but only half these gonks will survive a year, and that's if it's a good one. And why do these peeps come to NC? Well, to be street samurai like Morgan, Blackhand, and Waylon Boa Boa. The greater the risk, the bigger the bounty, kids. Or so they say. But you can only be a major league player for so long. The faster you live, the faster you burn out. If you don't get a bullet to the brain first. NC's legends. Know where you'll find most of them? The graveyard. Matters not where you're from. Matters not where you start. What matters here is the walk you walk. In Night City, the city of dreams.
Cyberpunk 2077 is the most recent game from CD Projekt Red, and despite all the criticism, it's really not that bad. Now, unlike the other reviews, I'm not going to go into the same style script for this review, since by now anyone watching this has either played the game or seen enough clips of the game to form an opinion on the graphics, audio, gameplay, and other features. Instead, I want to focus mostly on the controversy with the game. That being said, let's briefly discuss the game itself first. I do need to preface that I played the game on a pretty good PC build, so my experience was vastly superior compared to last-gen consoles, but was it enough to save the game? Let's find out. Cyberpunk 2077 is a first-person shooter role-playing game set in the fictional city of Night City, in the dystopian future where corporations run the world. The game follows the main character V, as he or she tries to earn a living as a mercenary, when everything goes bad and now has a long-dead rock star living in their head, trying to get them out. This is the most basic description of the story, which sounds interesting but is a bit of a letdown overall in my opinion, which ties into the overall feel of the game. Nothing about Cyberpunk 2077 truly stands out as amazing. Everything feels kind of average. The game looks pretty good, but not stellar, and definitely is not optimized for consoles or PC at the moment. The sounds, while they work, are decent, and some gun sounds are pretty good, but again, nothing really impressive. The voice actors are pretty good overall, though several main NPCs could have been better. The game heavily avoids pronouns like the plague, which leaves conversations sounding awkward to me. The gameplay is alright at best. There isn't too much that is innovative. Gunplay feels average, melee is okay at best, and the quick hacks, while useful, are cumbersome to use in the middle of combat. Driving is a chore as the controls don't feel right at all. Side missions can get repetitive and are pretty easy, and the main storyline is decent enough to keep me playing for nearly 40 hours so far, but it didn't captivate me. Night City is a huge area, though it feels hollow and empty compared to other games of similar size. NPCs in the world just act like they were there. They don't really react to anything you do unless you attack them. The one thing that was really good was the music in the game, both the copyrighted material and the original stuff. We also have to talk about the bugs. There's so many bugs in the game, but I only encountered 2 instances where it broke quest lines, though they were easily fixed. Most of the bugs are just visual things, and I just looked at it as the optical cyberware malfunctioning, trying to get some extra enjoyment and justification for it. So all that being said, the game is overall average, which would lead my final score to be a 5 out of 10. I like the game, I really do, but objectively speaking, it's an average game at best, and while CDPR is rolling out hotfixes and updates as fast as they can to fix the disastrous launch, it's not really enough to push the game to a legendary status. With all that being said, it's worth talking about the development history behind the game. Cyberpunk 2077 has been in development since 2012, and even featured one of the original creators of the Cyberpunk setting, Mike Pondsmith, who acted as a consultant. CDPR brought in numerous talents to help develop the game, including city planners to help plan a functional city with a brutalism design, numerous translators to accurately translate the script to various languages, other gaming companies to help with aspects that are out of CDPR's scope of work, celebrities for various roles in the game, and much more. The only thing the company didn't have was an internal team large enough to implement all the ideas the company wanted. It also didn't help that the game was overhyped for the past several years, winning over 100 gaming awards at E3 2018. It also doesn't help that the owners of CDPR overpromised on the game, when they surely had to have known that the game wasn't in the state they were promising. There's so much to the story, and I can go on and on beating a dead horse, but the truth of the matter is that despite all the issues, the game isn't that bad. It's actually kinda good. I know I said that the game is average and my final score is a 5 out of 10, but even an average game can be good. I honestly believe most of the issues of the game came from the fan base being overzealous and hyping the game up more than it truly deserved. I understand last gen consoles are struggling with the game, but I don't really recall CDPR saying the game was meant for last gen, just that they could play it, which honestly isn't that great of an excuse. I just don't remember hearing otherwise. I also truly believe that the class action lawsuit by investors is a knee-jerk reaction. The game is still a commercial success that has made a ton of money for the company despite all the refunds. I'm honestly just blown away by the reaction this game had. I know it has been mentioned before, but look at nearly every game Bethesda has made, with the exception of the Doom and Wolfenstein franchises. Every game they made has had a ton of bugs and glitches in them, and most still do even to this day. Fallout 76 at launch was so much worse compared to Cyberpunk 2077, and I don't recall Bethesda being sued over that game. While I can keep going, I think it's probably best to stop here. Cyberpunk 2077, it's a decent game, and if you're thinking about getting it, I would wait until the optimization is properly fixed before picking it up. Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments what you think of the game, the fiasco behind its development, and whether it deserves all the bad things that's happened to it.